Hi there. Today I'll be speaking about secondary infertility. So if you're facing secondary infertility or someone you know is, stay tuned. Let's start first by defining secondary infertility. So secondary infertility is when you're not able to get pregnant after having a baby, or you're not able to sustain a pregnancy after having a baby, or 2 or 3 or 4. A lot of people don't talk about infertility, way less talk about secondary infertility. Why is that? When you're facing infertility, it's a horrendous, super hard process. It's really, really hard. When facing infertility, it's just really hard to talk about it. Nowadays, people are more open about that. More people are talking about it and bringing infertility awareness. But once you have a child or 2, then the topic becomes more a taboo. It's already a taboo, and now it's more a taboo because somehow you don't feel, or people don't feel, that it's fair to speak openly about it because you already have a child. Now, it is different. Infertility and secondary infertility, yes, it is different. But the desire of having a child is no different. When you have the desire to have a child, it burns inside. It doesn't go away. It's not a rational thing. It's very emotional, very primitive. You just want to have another baby. So whether you're not being able to get pregnant, like that's my case, we already had 1 child, or in the other cases of women that are actually getting pregnant but are not sustaining their pregnancies and having multiple miscarriages. So when that happens, can we really talk about it? And most people would say, but you already have a child. But you already are a mom. But again, it doesn't make it any easier. Secondary infertility hurts every single month when you get your period. It doesn't get better because you have a child. Now, yes, the pain of infertility when you don't have children, it's of course different because your arms are empty. Once you have children, your arms are not empty anymore. And that's a whole different thing. You have someone that will call you mama, that will say, I love you, eventually when they start speaking. And that will just give you so much joy beyond you could ever imagine. But then you want more. Because you love this little person so very much, you want to have more. You want that love to multiply. And all of a sudden, when you can't, you just don't understand why. Now, there are women that were able to get pregnant very easily the first time, and now they can't. Or they got pregnant the first time, but now they're miscarrying. Or like me, we faced first infertility. In our case, it was unknown infertility. So that's, if you're dealing with infertility, you know what I'm talking about, and it sucks, okay? Let's call it like that. So we faced infertility. We were able to get pregnant with our son after a failed IUI, and I was able to carry that pregnancy for 34 weeks and 4 days. A year after having our baby, we knew we wanted to get pregnant again. We knew before, but we just wanted to make sure that we hit that 1-year mark. So when he was actually 11 months, we started talking about it. And when he turned 1, immediately we talked to our fertility specialist and told him we want to have another baby. And we are not getting any younger. We've been here before. We know infertility and all this, and we don't want to wait. We don't want to go home and be told, you just try, because we already tried and it didn't work. We needed help and we got it, and that's why we have our baby. So we didn't need, to just try again. Now, the way I had my baby, we had an IUI, and there was a lot of medication, and it failed. So the doctor said the next IUI, within the 2 IUIs, you need to keep trying, because that medication will give you some fertility chances within those months before we start the process again. And that's when we got pregnant. We got pregnant 4 months after our first IUI, right when we were supposed to start that second one. So even worse, because when you're facing secondary infertility, people will tell you, but you already had a child. You proved that you can have a child. Oh, yes, we proved that we can have a child, but it's not happening again. So we actually went to see the fertility specialist. And since when I was pregnant at 18 weeks, I had appendicitis, and my appendix was full of endometriosis. So they wanted to try that first. Again, we went through a bunch of exams. Now I was already 35. So I actually had to go through a mammogram and other new exams that I didn't have to do before, because I wasn't 35, and that apparently it's the magic number. So we went through all the exams. I went through surgery to explore if everything was okay, if I didn't have endometriosis, and if my fallopian tubes were open, and everything was great. Thank God. Everything was great. No baby. We went through another IUI and it failed. And then we decided to move to Ireland. And that's a whole different story for another video. But we keep trying. Now we are taking supplements, a lot of supplements, and it's not happening. And it's been a year now. A year. Now I'm 36 years old. I just turned 36 in February. And I went to see the doctor here in Dublin. And she said, now that you're 36, the age. Now that you're 36, you've been trying for a year. And you have been there before. Let's not keep, let's do something different. So she actually referred me to a fertility clinic, which I have to contact. I called yesterday, left a message, but I have to keep trying because they're not getting back to me. So yeah, we're also trying to conceive our second baby, facing secondary infertility, unknown, and hopefully they'll see me in this clinic. Hopefully my insurance will cover it, or we could do something about this and try to figure this out. We know that IUI is not an option anymore. We went through that and it doesn't work for us. So we also know that next step might be IVF. Right now, as I told you, I am taking all the supplements, and plus they're also giving me some thyroid medication, and they just actually changed the dosage, because it was like 25 micrograms, and after 5 months of taking it, it wasn't improving anything. So now they're doubling the dose, and hopefully that will help in the meantime while we wait to see the fertility specialist here. And I'm excited to bring you along. We've been facing secondary infertility for a year, and it sucks. It hurts. And I just want to say, if you're going through secondary infertility, I know there's hope, and I'm hanging on to that hope because I want to have more children. And it's not fair. It hurts. The comments are different. When you're facing infertility, there are definitely certain comments that people will tell you. And then when you're facing secondary infertility, there are other comments that people will tell you. Like, but you already have a child. Yes, and that's exactly why I want to have more, because they're awesome. So just to let you know, don't take that personal. I guess people that are not facing secondary infertility don't know how it feels, and they don't want to be mean. They want to be supportive, but they don't know how to. And they'll probably say something that in their mind will try to fix it. So just don't take it personally. Keep trying. Go to the fertility specialist. Go to the acupuncturist. Do the chiropractor. Take the supplement. Do whatever changes you need to do. Keep fighting for that baby. Don't give up. Don't feel discouraged. It sucks. And that is hard. And I made this video to tell you that I'm here with you. I'm going through the same thing, and we can go through this together and help each other and support each other. So if you're that person, leave me a comment below. I would love to get connected with you, get to know you, and support you in any way I can. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.